Today's video is brought to us by the generosity of Firearms Legal Protection. Firearms Legal Protection is a legal defense program for lawful gun owners. You win the fight, and they will help you win the fight after the fight for the rest of your life. There's a link in the description for a coupon code for a discount for all active self-protection watchers.
The thing I do kind of like, John, about the straight on rather than the cross of the bicep tie is if you've got the knife, right? And if I'm here, okay, cool. Now I'm still tied up, whatever, and I've got this here to keep this tight. Okay, if I am instead here and here, and I sit this here and set this hand down on my hip, and keep this here, I can defend you switching hands. Okay? So I can do plenty from here to take you to the ground. Right? So I can kick this base out. We can do all kinds of stuff. I can even let this up for a minute to come in and cross face you instead. Once I cross face you, as long as I keep this tied in. Now you're a stronger guy than I am for sure, okay? But you're gonna have a heck of a hard time breaking this as long as I keep no distance here. The second I give you distance here, right, any of this at all, you're gonna suck this right back in and I'm screwed. But if I can cross face you here and keep this on my hip, I can control this for a second.
Excellent.
It's another way to feel that, and, man, there's just something in me emotionally that goes, I want to keep this if I can. I always feel like if I'm here, now you're totally right. If I have positional dominance here, you guys, so we define positional dominance as I cross your teeth with my hips, right? So if I have my hips towards you, you don't have your hips towards me. Right. First thing you learn in wrestling, right? First day of wrestling is that if I'm square my hips up, I'm dead meat. Which is why it cracks me up. You see guys boxing, and the first thing they do is this. Queensberry rules. And I'm like, dude, you've given me positional dominance, you fool. Right? And of course, you know, if my hips are sideways, if I blade off like this, and you decide if you want to double, it's done. I'm not doing it until I square up, and now we can, you know, do those things.
So one of the things we'll do, if we get here, and I want to set, I can't get to that, he's either stepping away or whatever.
Yeah.
This.
Suck it right over.
And hooking, and just keeping that same principle of keeping it in. So yeah, I mean, I'm right with you on it. That'd be great. Keep that in.
Which one's right? I don't know. I think they both have their place. The reality is, best thing to do against the knife is to maintain distance. If I can run away from him, I want to run. If I get to see that knife, dude, I want to be gone. Again, a couple weeks ago on the channel, saw a video out of Russia. Two guys arguing, they start having a fist fight. Turns out and the third guy runs in, he's got a knife, right? And the third guy with a knife, now we have multiple attackers, at least one of which is armed, right? Now we got problems. Now, I'm gonna say this, dude paid with his life. These were two corrupt cops who wanted him dead. And when you're dealing with somebody that they're not trying to steal from you, they want you dead, you either run like crazy, you have a crazy force advantage, you do the best you can, and you hope you're right with Jesus, right? But he did actually one of the best jobs of defending against the knife attack that I have seen until he hung out too long. So, pretty easy way to figure this out is simple. Stab John, okay? I stab him now. Look, see how close he let me get here? He has a much longer range tool. He has a leg, and I come close, and he goes that, and I go, wait a minute, gosh darn it, I want to come and stab you. No, god dang it, I'm going to come here and stab. How has he done it keeping me away from him? Now, you notice, was that a crazy snapping, break your neck kick? It's a very simple push kick. That's all he did was step this out in front and push. Now, can you snap that kick pretty hard instead of pushing with it? Can I snap it up instead and work the groin, those kind of things? We've talked about this a little bit, okay? I don't ever like to kick someone in the groin. I actually like to kick someone in their sacroiliac crest. You guys know where that is? It's the intersection of your sacrum and your iliac bones. So I like to kick him here. Problem is if he's facing me, the only place I can get to there is through the front. So that means I'm going to penetrate, right? Which is why, of course, we wouldn't do that without some protection, right? Pretty simple. All I'm doing here is I'm the bad guy. I set this in a spot because if I miss too far to either side on this kick, if he misses left, so he's going to kick over the top here as I'm coming in, and guess what? He catches it, right? So you really gotta go. He's coming in. Okay, great. Whoa. If he misses, oh man, it's trouble. So you still gotta think with your hands too. But I gotta get, that's where it is. Oh no. And your goal is get off me. So this is a very effective means. This guy did, remember how I said you get 2-3 times max? This guy probably kicked that guy off in 12 times.
Wow.
And he stayed in the fight the whole time.
Stayed in the fight, and where his problem was, where he ended up dying was, he's then trying to get some help, gets his phone out. Dude comes at him, now he's got too much cognitive load, he's trying to talk on the phone, back up, keep 2 guys away from him. Guy gets close enough to him and stabs him and kills him. So, okay, cognitive loading is a thing, right? Beauty here is in a sterile environment. We don't have that kind of cognitive loading to do, right? So we've got 3 of them. Pick one up, grab a partner. So I know you guys have done a little bit with this. Let's talk leveraging arm just a little, right? So we've been working an awful lot of just straight attacks. The challenge, of course, is I almost never see this. What I almost always see is this and get a hold. So we call that a leveraging arm for a reason. Because I can hold you here and leverage you, right? So if you put your knife away, and we've been working on bicep ties and wrist ties, okay? Which are great. And you get a hold of that. And now you have a hold of that wrist tie. What's the problem? Is that I'm just gonna pull this off and push you off with this hand, and then immediately turn around, pull you right back into it. Oh, you got it? Okay, no problem. And I'm gonna immediately pull you back into it. And then you go, oh, and then, oh, I'm gonna go up here instead. Okay, so the leveraging arm really complicates it. Now the reality is I never see a leveraging arm with a short hook. And it makes sense if you think about it. If I grab a hold of you here, and then I go this, guess what's in the way? My hand is right in the middle of my target, right? Whereas if I'm long held, I come underneath it and I stay away from it. So if you think about it from a bad guy's perspective, if they're angry, this one here feels like it's more personal, right? It's, I want to freaking stab you in the face, or hit you in the upper chest or something like that. This one feels more controlled, right? Freaking grab you and go. So, remember what we said earlier was we said, okay, wait a minute. If he's got a knife, instead of worrying about his hips and his shoulders, which I'm so worried about otherwise, right? When it's unarmed, I'm worried hips and shoulders, hips and shoulders, hips and shoulders. As soon as he gets a knife, what do I gotta worry about? It's all the knife, right? All the knives. Now, if I'm worried about the knife, if the knife is my #1 priority, what happens? This is giving me a hard time, right? So I know you guys have done some work with this, yeah? What did you guys find that worked well for you?
For me, I mean, you're just still worried about that,
Yeah.
and then something like that.
Okay, so
Clearing the.
you like clearing the arm? You gotta do something with this arm. Now you are still worried about this knife hand, because this is where all the danger is. But you have to worry about this arm. If you ignore this arm, he will use it to pin you in place and just pick you to death. And the more we pressure test it, and again, I'm just seeing it in real life, so that's not, you don't have to talk about pressure testing. I'm not talking about pressure testing, I'm talking about getting stabbed to death. And I see people all the time going for that knife hand and just getting decimated with it. So it seems to me that whatever it is you're gonna do, the leveraging arm has to be the center. Okay? So something to work on that we've already kind of worked through, you guys have a bunch, I know that, is to think about, do I want to go inside or do I want to go outside? That's a really big and important thing. Because if you have the knife and you put your leveraging arm on me, and I decide I want to go into it, okay, so I want to decide I want to come inside here, what are my positives here?
You're possibly able to dominate this arm better.
I'm closer to this thing that I am really worried about. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Yes.
It's both, right? But if I haven't done anything with this and I'm closer here, okay, cool, now I've stopped that for this moment. But at the end of the day, you're gonna use that leveraging arm to push me off, and I am not, my 2 hands are not near as strong as your pecs and your delts and your lats. You're gonna just come right out of this no matter what I do, and now what? Now I can bicep tie a little bit from here, but I can't, see, of course, when we were talking earlier, if I can hold this bicep tie and you can't get away from it, well, that's one thing. But with a leveraging arm on me, you can back away from my bicep tie, and now, oh gosh, man, I'm in trouble. I'm gonna start eating these in the hand. I'm gonna start eating that stuff. Me personally then, I, for the life of me, can't figure out a way that works for me with this that doesn't involve me going around the outside instead of the inside. It just doesn't work for me to stay inside this leveraging arm. So the odd, weird thing is, again, what am I, if we come over here so that you see it on camera, what am I most worried about? What am I most worried about with this guy with a leveraging arm and a knife? What am I most worried about here, John?
What?
And he's got his leveraging arm on me. He's about to shank me with that knife. What am I most worried about?
Most was a knife.
That knife, right? I mean, that's where the damage is coming. This sucks, but it's not hurting me. That's hurting me. But the honest truth is, in order to get to it, I have to ignore the knife for a second. Which is scary because I gotta leave it out there in orbit. I gotta leave it out there. So, something to think through. I have to ignore the fact that this is able to come at me and get it to where it positionally is not able to get to me. So the best place for that for me is if I can sleeve you where you're at, keep that on, and if I can get over here. Now, of course, you're not going to let me do that real well, right? He's going to follow me around. But the reality is, if I can put your body between me and that knife, I'm in a better place. That's the bottom line. Now, his response to that is going to be to reposition himself to get to where he can engage his knife again. And of course, once he does that, my job is going to be, I'm going to get out the way again. Oh, and we're running a dance here, and I'm going, holy crap, what else are we going to do from here? While I'm thinking for a second. Is that an effective strategy?
For a second.
Try it, see how long it works for you. Grab a partner.